kasunod nga ng pagpupulong na yan, no, ng Russia at Pilipinas. Possible ho ba, nakikita ho ba ninyo, Prof, na possible pang mangyari na magkaroon po ng pagkakataon na magpulong o mag-usap din po yung Pilipinas at China?
Well, I think naman dapat talaga magkaroon ng masinsinang pag-uusap, sincere at open-minded discussion between China and the Philippines. At kailangan din talagang pagtuunan yung challenging relationship ng China and the Philippines. Kasi ang China is our neighbor. Ang Russia kasi is a bit far from the Philippines. Nasa European continent yon. Pero ang China is an immediate neighbor of the Philippines. So kailangan talaga magkaroon ng way out paano magkakaroon ng magandang relasyon ang dalawang bansa. It's not that you need to be the best friend of China. It's not like that. What is important between China and the Philippines, it should have a functional relationship that it can relate with each other even though mayroon kang tinatawag na conflict of interest in the South China Sea. Hindi mo naman kasi kailangan maging best friend ng isang bansa para magkaroon ka ng workable at functional and constructive relationship. Kailangan kasi marunong ka rin mag-separate ng tinatawag mong conflict, which is the South China Sea, and other relationship ng Philippines and China, and that would include economic, especially the economics front. So yun yung sinasabi ko na importante ang pag-uusap, diplomasya pa rin ang solusyon sa challenging relationship ng dalawang bansa, China and the Philippines, at hindi yung bravado at hindi yung militarism or any kind of putting the Philippines as a frontline state against China used by the United States. Ito yung mga sinasabi ko na at the end of the day, the Philippines should think of its national interests and should think of what is good for the country. And again, uulitin ko, an independent foreign policy is very important. Equidistance between different major powers like China, Russia, and the United States is very important. Being a friend of China, or let us say having a good functional relationship with China is also important. Take note, it is a major power, it's in the region, it's our neighbor, and we cannot do away with this reality. So it's good for us to have functional relationship. If we cannot be best friend with China because of the South China Sea, at least we have a very functional relationship that would work both ways, and we benefit from that.
Lalo na ngayon, Prof, alam natin na ilan po sa mga opisyal ng gobyerno, particular na mismo, yung DND chief po natin ay nahaharap po sa sanction na mula sa China. Ayan, paano yan makaka-epekto sa relasyon po natin sa China?
Well, ang sanction naman is a political message. Ang sanction kay Gibot, ang basa ko kasi dyan, I actually wrote an article in the Manila Times published last Saturday. Ang sinasabi ko nga, messaging yan, political messaging yan sa Pilipinas, sa administration ni BBM, na sinasabi lang nila na if you continue to have this so-called selective arrest of the Chinese national in the Philippines na may mga papers naman, legal naman, at the same time yung gitgitan sa South China Sea, kung nag-overboard na yan, depende sa ginagawa ng BBM administration at of course Gibo on that note. At saka ang pinaka-contentious kasi dyan, ang pinaka-sensitive dyan is yung perceived na pakikisawsaw ng Pilipinas sa issue ng Taiwan. Kasi that is really the red line of China. And as far as I'm concerned, ang sinasabi ko nga lagi, when you talk about the Taiwan issue, it's really the red line. China will not blink an eye. But when you talk about the South China Sea, kayang makipag-negotiate, kayang makipag-dialogo dyan. At I think the Chinese will sit down and talk with us. Pero when you talk about Taiwan, at kung magkakaroon ka ng parang some kind of minilateral alliance between the Philippines, United States, and Japan against China over Taiwan, that is really a dangerous path for the Philippines. We should avoid this because this is really the red line as far as Beijing is concerned. So sa akin, ang South China Sea kayang i-negotiate. Pero yung Taiwan, wag na tayong makialam dyan para wala tayong problema sa China. Kasi talaga nila, core national interest talaga yan. I'm not kidding. So yun.
Opo, pero yung sanction na ito laban kay DND Chief Gibo Teodoro, Prof, laban lamang sa isang individual at hindi laban sa mas malawak na grupo. I mean, sa administrasyon mismo yung implikasyon po nito.
Ay, dalawa yan. Dalawang level yan. It's sanction against Gibo as an individual, I think. But at the same time, it's a message to the BBM administration na, we will not allow or anything that will, ang posisyon kasi dyan ng Beijing or ng China is, we will not allow any country or any individual for that matter to interfere in our core national interest, and that is Taiwan question. Yun.
Opo.
Kasi ang tingin ko kasi, hindi lang yan about the South China Sea issue or hindi lang yan about yung selective arrest ng mga Chinese nationals sa Pilipinas. I think it's really more about the Taiwan Strait question precisely because the Philippines and Japan had these talks of delimitation in that around the waters of Taiwan, which is really nagkaroon yan ng malakas and strong statement coming from the State Council, some kind of spokesperson for Taiwan affairs. So narinig ko yan, pinanood ko yung press conference. So very strong ang kanilang statement and they are opposed to this so-called parang pag-uusap ng Japan at the Philippines. Well, of course, the United States is always part of it. And ang delimitation ng maritime waters na malapit sa Taiwan or nasa loob sa Taiwan kasi that is again a red line for the Chinese. So yun I think isa sa pinakamalaking factor. So sa akin it's both a message to the BBM administration na hinay-hinay lang, wag niyo pakialaman itong red line namin, at the same time as an individual na message din kay Gibo na you're going overboard as far as they are concerned, the Chinese. Of course, iba naman din ang tayo natin bilang isang bansa at mga Pilipino na sinasabi nga natin na, the DFA said na unfriendly siya. Ako naman, of course, it's an unfriendly act kasi ang sitting defense secretary mo, isanction ba naman? Of course, it's unfriendly. But at the end of the day, what I can say is that's a prerogative of China. They are a sovereign state and they can decide kung sino ang papapasukin at hindi papapasukin nila sa Pilipinas. The same manner na tayo din magde-decide kung sino papapasukin natin sa ating bansa at hindi. Prerogative natin yon at saka rights natin yon because we are a sovereign state. In the same manner na ganun din ang China. So wala tayong magagawa doon. Siguro ang magagawa lang natin is the current administration of BBM, basahin nila yung signal. Kasi signaling yan political signaling yan and message. Pero I don't think the Chinese or China would do something na, would jeopardize the welfare of the Filipino people. That I think I can say.
Opo.
Yeah.
Prof, huli na lang, doon po sa Middle East, tapos na ho ba ang tensyon o gyera po dyan sa Middle East kasunod nga ng paglalagda ng agreement sa pagitan ng US at Iran kamakailan?
Well, mayroon na tinatawag na Memorandum of Agreement or Understanding na nilagdaan ng both sides ng United States at saka ng Iran. However, it's already a good sign, it's a good step. However, challenging pa rin yan kasi ang alam ko kahapon ata nabasa ko sa news na sinara ulit ang Strait of Hormuz because I think Israel is bombing Lebanon and Lebanon is an ally of Iran. So hindi pa siya I would not say na na siya, tawag nito talagang stable na lahat dyan sa Middle East or yun sa part na may gitgitan between Iran, the United States and Israel. Hindi pa ganun ka-stable yan. Pero at least mayroon ng MOU between Iran and the United States and hopefully magpa-follow through ang both parties kung anong napag-agrihan nila. However, ang challenge kasi dyan, Israel is still doing some kind of attack against yung mga allies ng Iran sa Middle East and one of that is Lebanon. Kaya sinara ulit ang Strait of Hormuz. Kasi isa sa kanilang mga panawagan ng Iran is yung gusto talaga nila is tama na ang pagbobomba sa Lebanon ng Israel. So isa yan sa pinakamahirap na I think usapin at kailangan i-resolve ng United States kasi ang Israel is an ally of the United States. Nakikinig lang naman ang Israel or yung nasa leadership ng Israel sa United States kasi sila ang suppliers ng arms and ang United States ang big brother ng Israel on that note. So yan ay maganda na may MOU ka or agreement na sign pero challenging pa rin. At titignan natin na kung anong mangyayari kasi volatile situation yan Hindi yan stable pa at this time Volatile. Pero ang mahirap kasi dyan, kasi volatile situation, ang supply of oil dyan sa Strait of Hormuz or energy-related products is still not secured at saka apektado pa rin ang Pilipinas. Kasi tayo ay importer ng oil-related products and even gas, LNG and others. So yun yung ang sa akin lang, sa Pilipinas, kailangan mas maging mas maging ano tayo, aware sa nangyayari sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo kasi apektado din tayo tulad ngayon sa nangyayari pa rin dyan sa Middle East. So, yun yung tingin ko.
Opo.